where music education is at the moment, I feel it's very 2005, and I feel like it needs to change very, very quickly because the music industry's changed so fast. And more importantly, not so much the music industry, because people keep saying the music industry's changing and the music industry changed. Well, the music industry's changing because circumstances around it are changing. Hence, for example, social media is changing faster than the music industry, therefore that is changing the music industry. And every single week or two that goes past, something will happen in the world because technology is moving so fast that it automatically stops the music industry, and the music industry has to rethink it. However, going back, we can always go back to the drawing board, and we can always do the one thing that means that we win, which is we can build an audience. And if we can build an audience, we win. Because at that point, we can sell our own records, we can put our own tours on, we can do anything that we want because we are in control. And for me, as an absolute utter control freak, I have to be in control. I want to be in control of the situation, of the business, of my goals, my tasks. I don't want anyone to come in and mess around with it, because in my head, I've got it all mapped out. So I feel like we're in a very similar boat, and I feel that one of the biggest part of this building an audience is looking at the music industry, and more importantly, the social media / internet and music industry technology side of 2017 to 2020, as opposed to what's happened over the last few years or even before that, because it is now quite irrelevant, and it's becoming more irrelevant as time goes by. So we need to be looking at what the strategy is going to be for next year, because even if you signed a record deal today, nothing's going to come out for 6 months to it. It's going to be 2017 before anything happens. So what we've got to do is we've got to start looking at strategies for 2017 to 2020. And the first thing that we need to do is we need to look into how we're going to build our own audience. So it means that live agents will always take you seriously if you've got 20,000 people who are engaging with you on some kind of social media. Record labels will always take you seriously if you've got 20,000 people who are saying, we'll buy your record, we'll come and see you on tour, all those people. So we are in control if we've got the following and we've got the fan base. And what's brilliant about now is this is the time to do it. This is the one time in the history of music where we're in control, not the manager, not the record label. We're in control because we have access to the internet, social media, and our fans. Because our fans can get to us, and we can get to our fans, and that means we are in control. And it's such an amazing thing. And everything revolves from 2017 to 2020. Everything revolves around this. This is the most important thing, because when you're in music and you're selling records, people who buy music tend to be younger for a start, but everything is all through this. This is now your TV. I mean, how many people watch adverts? Nobody. You're watching TV, the adverts come on, you just go pick up my phone, start texting people, start looking at Facebook, start doing all that kind of stuff. So all of a sudden, there's adverts everywhere. We are surrounded by branding and adverts, which we block out. We pay no attention to them whatsoever. We will literally go from here to the car park, and we'll all walk down, and we'll pass hundreds of adverts that have all been paid for, that we will literally walk past and pay no attention whatsoever. It's almost wasted money. The sides of buses, bus stops, on water bottles, on glasses, like everything is branded everywhere. And we've tuned our brains into the point where we go, don't care, don't give a shit. Not important. Everybody lives through this, and this is now your TV, and this is your TV channel, as it were. And social media, in my opinion, it used to be a thing. Social media, it was a big thing. It's not anymore. Social media is not a big thing. It's the thing. It's the be all and end all, because once you've got your fan base and you're in control of your fan base, you are in control of the whole lot. You win. Because I don't know if anyone saw, but I did a video with the bass player of One Direction. He's such a lovely guy, brilliant bloke. And it started because I messaged him on Twitter. I was watching X Factor, I didn't have a gig, I was watching it, and I just thought, his bass playing's fantastic. And I was like, young guy, but he's got a real good, of course he has, he's just been doing stadium gigs for 5 years every day. Fantastic bass player. So I just tweeted him, and I was like, dude, bass playing. Just wanted to say, brilliant. And he got back in touch and was like, oh, thanks very much. You know, X Factor was their One Direction's last performance. You know, in his head, he was like, well, what am I going to do next? So we kind of kept in touch, and I put that interview together. What was amazing was he retweeted one of my tweets. He has got 900,000 Twitter followers, nearly 1 million. And he retweeted one of my tweets, and my phone like was having a spasm literally for like 3 days, and I couldn't go on Twitter because every time I went on Twitter, it would be like 8 people have liked this, now 10 people have liked it, now 20 people have liked it. Like literally every second, I could literally just keep doing this and refreshing it, and more people loved him because One Direction fans are utterly crazy. And he's a bass player, but he's got the audience of 900,000 people. Now, are they going to buy his record? That all depends, but he's got the audience. So it's up to him, once he's got the audience, to push that audience where he wants. They all know who he is, they love what he does, they love One Direction. Depending on what his targets are, if he wants to be a bass player, are they going to help him? Possibly not. However, if he wants to be a vlogger, he's got 900,000 young girls between the age of 10 and 18 who are literally hanging on his every word, that will go on YouTube, that will follow his blogs. If he puts a band together and does it in the right way with the right strategy, he's got an audience there ready and waiting. When you've got that, you and obviously it's 1 million followers is a lot, but when you've got that, you win. So building the audience becomes very, very important. And how do we do that? Social media is a massive part of it. And what I see is musicians building their band, just like they always have done for the last 60 years, since before the Beatles, building the band and saying, good, this is me, what happens next? And then someone may come along and say, good, okay, you've got the product, let me go and distribute it, let me go and make the record, let me go and get it in the record shops, let me go and do that kind of stuff. Great. But this is 2016, and we're talking about 2017 to 20. It doesn't happen so much anymore. It's a very, very difficult thing to do. And record labels, they want proof. So I had a meeting a couple of weeks back with a friend of mine who's a music industry lawyer, and she kept bringing up these examples of this grime artist who's big on social media. Nothing about the music. It was just a grime art, big on social media. She's got this great following of this many people who hang on her every word. So all of a sudden, everyone's interested because, you know, they're literally fighting her off, because they know when she says my album drops at blah, her entire fan base goes, we're with you, we love it. It's just proof. So the record labels are going, okay, well where's your proof on every project, on every band? So when it comes to 2017 and 20, what I'm seeing is bands treating it like the 90s, where they build a project and wait for something to happen. Then social media comes along and they're treating it like 2006, where what they're doing is they're trying to actually fit their content into social media. So for example, band goes, we've done our new video, fantastic. What do we do with our new video? Well, YouTube does videos, we'll stick it on YouTube. Great. People go, oh, I saw your video, fantastic. You get 500 hits or 1,000 hits or 10,000 hits, fantastic. I'll stick it on Facebook, fantastic. But after that, what happens then? You've spent all that time, effort and money on your video. What happens at that point? Nothing. So what happens is you've got this content and you go, where else can I put it? I can put it on all these different types of social media. We're not building an audience. What we're actually doing is we're just telling people stuff. It's called push media. We're just going, I've got a video. And people go, oh great, I'll watch your video. But that is, all that's going to do is give you a couple of extra numbers on your YouTube channel or on your Facebook or whatever it is. What we've got to do is build an audience. And the way we build an audience is it different. We start thinking of social media and we start thinking of building an audience as one platform at a time. So every social media platform is different. Otherwise they wouldn't exist. So you've got YouTube, and YouTube is all about, like, my son's 12 and he doesn't have Facebook, doesn't care about any social media apart from YouTube. That's the only thing in his life. And he subscribes to about 200 YouTubers. He gave me a masterclass on YouTube, and let me tell you something, learning from a 12-year-old was mind-blowingly breathtaking. And it was amazing. He is the YouTube generation where he's come up and he's watching YouTube, because he will sit there at night with his iPad and he'll just watch YouTube clips. He doesn't watch TV. Why would he watch TV? He watches his phone and he watches his iPad. Everything comes through that. And this, to him, this thing here is TV. literally a TV. This is a TV station. And for every single one of you, this is not just TV. This is your TV channel. Not just TV. This is your TV channel. So this one here, this is my TV channel. And I get to decide what I put on TV. I get to decide that if I'm Sky One or ITV, I get to decide what the channels are and what I stand for. So on my channel, which is social media, at the moment I'm doing sort of advice for musicians. And now I'm kind of looking at it going, well, I'm doing that and that's great, but it's not enough. For me achieving my targets of hitting 100,000 musicians or plus, 1 million musicians if I can, these daily clips of videos is not enough. What am I going to do? And I'm looking at my TV channel and I'm going, good, what TV programs am I going to put on my channel that people will buy into and they'll watch, that I'm not bugging them too much, I'm not pissing them off. And so what I'm doing then is I am designing the TV channel and the TV programs so that I can build the audience. And every single social media platform is different. So for example, if you're into Twitter, it's very written, so it's all news, slightly older. Twitter's decreasing in size at the moment because people aren't into it, because kids just want pictures and videos. Everything's video. Facebook is the biggest still, and I still hear every single day people bitching and moaning about Facebook costs and blah, blah, blah. Yes, but imagine if you wanted to advertise your album on TV. Physical impossibility, like, you know, you're talking thousands and thousands and thousands of pounds. The thing with Facebook is it's very difficult to learn because of the direct marketing of it, but once you get it right, it's the greatest thing in our life. It's phenomenal. I can, like with this, I can literally put on an event in Croydon, where I live in Brighton, and I can put an advert 10 miles around Croydon, should I want to, and I can say, this is what I'm going to do, and I can try and find people, and I can say, I don't want anyone older than this age, and I don't want anyone younger than that age, and I don't want people who like this, and I want people who are musicians, and they have to be musicians of this caliber, and they have to like this music. I mean, I can literally, you know, I can literally hone it down to the smallest number of possible and go, look, in Croydon, with all the things you're asking for, you know, there's only 500 of those people. And I go, great, hit those 500 people, because that is so cheap. Because I don't want to hit 1 million people, because I don't want to hit housewives, and I don't want to hit 16-year-olds, and I don't want to hit One Direction fans who are 10. I want to hit hardcore musicians between these ages, and I can target it so it's incredibly cheap, and I can build it up.